LYON have come into this season and said, hey, this is our time. We are going to make a bid to win the LCS.
They've been very vocal about that.
Saint was an extremely good carry for this team, so they kept him in mid lane, and they want to build so much around it here, get some more threats on the team, and spending bid to buy Inspired. Let's see if it works out on the Rift, because a lot of people are a little bit worried if the personalities will mesh on this team, despite everyone recognizing that the skill level of individual players over there is very high.
If you just look at it on paper, it's a great roster. Even Isles, who we haven't mentioned yet, has played with Berserker way back on Cloud9 when he was switching time with Winsome. So reuniting in the bot lane, we've seen how good they've looked, but how good will the team mesh together? We're going to get our first glimpse of that now.
And I'm definitely looking at top lane. As you mentioned, Photon stays on the team. Rumble here. Rumble is a primary pick for top lane right now. It is worth investing in. They're going to go for the Orianna side of the Azir trade, because Azir is banned, and so then you're forced into something like, are we going to do a Ryze or Talia angle here for LYON? Personally, I like when Saint is on some real hard carry champions with mobility as well. Saint loves to play high resources. He's like, give me the money.
Yep.
I'm also going to win you the game. I'm going to make some big plays, and so we'll see. So it ends up being that trade I was talking about. They do go for Dokla having the Rumble, and there's a lot of options you can go for with Rumble. You can build like a Yone for Saint and try and do one of these dive comps.
True.
That would definitely fit the bill of what I was talking about, where Saint, some of these big carries that have lots of mobility there as well. Classic combination though, the spicy hot pot with Jarvan Cataclysm.
Yeah. We've seen this one before. Would not be surprised to see that locked in. And there we have it. Top and jungle for LYON, which means Dignitas. They already have the Orianna. They won't have the J4 combination with it. But whenever I see this mid laner, I always think, how can you pair with it? XU and Palafox, it's going to be a new look for the knock wave. Yeah, true. Maybe. We can bring that one back. Or the woo wave.
The woo wave.
The woo wave. Yeah. That's a new one.
The Shock Kong.
The Shock Kong. Ooh, okay. These are all good options.
I kind of like Shock Kong.
I kind of like that too.
It sounds like a skin that they would make for Wukong.
Yeah.
Pass that Wukong the ball and get some big engages. Anyways, Photon goes for the Cassante matchup into the Rumble. Not one of the exciting ones, Kangas, but it does get the job done. Gives you that safe tank up there.
Interesting to know, because I was looking at Photon Shampoo last year. We only saw him for one summer. He only played a tank once out of all of his games. He's usually bruisers. He played even like Kled, things that were a little more unique. So I would say not the normal or average look from what we saw last year, Photon, but of course, different build of Dignitas, more practice with him.
This is right in line what we want from Saint. Big damage carry with lots of mobility.
Yep.
He's got the playmaking. He has the mobility. And Akali has side lane supremacy over Orianna. Yes, like you can gank with Jarvan and you can try and get kill windows, blow Orianna flash early on for the Akali, and see if you can get a kill angle there. But especially later into the game, you can definitely have a lot of threat for side lanes, and it gets a little bit dangerous for the Orianna. So I like LYON here with the attack focus. They've got lots of dive angles. Akali, Rumble, and Jarvan all very good at diving low mobility carries like the Orianna.
It is 2 AP solo laners, so that means easy itemization for Photon, but Palafox is going to be the one with the target on his head. And now LYON get to ban away some of these more high mobility AD carries, because like you had mentioned, if you have low mobility as a team, this team from LYON can get on top of you. Ezreal taken off the table already. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more in line with that.
Yeah, definitely agree there. Meanwhile, for the supports here, banning up the Lulu, so they're expecting some hyper carry on the side of LYON. That is the style that everyone knows and loves from Berserker. How he earned his MVP over here. So, Dignitas, very wary of that, and they're not targeting Berserker's actual AD carries. It's the supports that are going to go along with that, and taking away that Lulu.
Okay, yeah, this is another kind of defensive tool, not necessarily in the AD carry's hands, but it can help protect an AD carry. Does mean some of the more defensive options are still available. If Breezy wanted to play something like Thresh, I do know him for that. But when I look at a player like Mobility, remember, this is also the E-subs in the bot lane for Dignitas. I think it's important to mention that. Mobility's champ pool, he's definitely more on the facilitator side. Jhin is the big one that I think of when it comes to mobility. A collegiate bot laner coming in here. It's not that often that we see the kind of collegiate to pro pipeline, but Mobility is a Winthrop University alumni. So Throps out. Shout out to everybody.
There's our hyper carry that we were looking for, though, for Berserker. Yunara, the hyper carry of the patch, my friend. The hyper carry of the patch also has her own Man, it actually does suck that we have a player name mobility now, because we do use that term.
We do use that term
fairly
but,
frequently.
And he did lock in a champion that has mobility in the kit as well. So
fair enough. They've got dive on both sides now. You get the Wukong Orianna Shockwave initiation and the Kaisa follow up here. Think Alistar is a no-brainer here for Breezy.
Yeah, and I love the idea that we kept thinking, oh, high mobility, you kept trying to kite back, dodge away from the engage. No, just follow up on your own engage, because they have so many tools on Dignitas' side now that if they can find these picks themselves, suddenly the low mobility Rumble, the Yanara have the target on their back. But again, expectation definitely skewing more Lion side just based on the names on screen, with Bard as the final pick here for Isles.
So many things that Lion have where they can burn Orianna Flash. Bard ultimates and Jarvan ganks.
Yeah.
Jarvan and Bard are so good at attacking Orianna. So I think Lion here, they've got a very clear game plan. You know that Saint likes to win the game, being very rich and being the focus of the team. And so they are going to put a lot of pressure on Palafox's, I would say, F key, but maybe he put it on D.
Maybe he puts it on D, yeah,
maybe
you never know. I'm an F key gamer, personally, F for Flash. But I love that was first pick for Dignitas. For Palafox, the player that we just heard the lounge talking about, those were stats. He was 9th place in one of those stats, in a league with 8 teams, because of the multiple mid laners that we saw throughout the year. He did not have a great 2025. He's hoping to turn it around now, but some clear focus from Lion to say, isolate the Orianna, lock him down. It's going to be a tough game for Palafox. Take it back to the stage here in 2026.
And people really anticipating that it might be a full tough series for Dignitas. But Jonathan here
Shout out Jonathan,
shades.
by the way. He has to be the coach on stage because they couldn't get their coach in either. He mentioned to me last week. He's like, I'm going to be doing my best with draft, but it'll be mostly the players. So I'm expecting a lot of comfort picks today.
Yeah, definitely accomplishing that. Also, Dignitas, again, with the new look. You know, they got the new jerseys. Jonathan wearing the shades on stage, trying to be intimidating.
Something like that. Something like that. Hey, at least they win with the jerseys, though. That is the biggest thing for Dignitas right now, is the drip on stage. And now a hope and a dream against a roster built to challenge for the championship.
Kangas.
Lion versus Dignitas, game 1. They got the ward down, but it's an early game Alistair, and already Isles landing the stun. Mobility uses the barrier, so that summoner spell down to start off laning phase.
Why did they just back off? They put a ward in there and it got swept.
Yeah.
You know you lose. You're a level 1 Alistar.
Hey, it's about sending a message, Kobe.
What was our message?
You're trying to
our message is
stand your ground.
We don't care about barrier. That's our message. We don't need some of
They don't need it. Ooh, Breezy also taking a rough trade there. And we're going to be watching some bot lane early on here. A reminder for everybody still that this is an emergency sub bot lane situation for Dignitas. I got to chat with Breezy ahead of the game. He did have a decent enough practice with them, but
it looks like an emergency to me, Kangas. Emergency!
You're hitting the button already? Oh boy.
He's using his potion. He has no barrier already. Holy moly. Okay, back to your story, though. I like a good story, Kangas.
So,
regale me with some info.
As we see Breezy trying his best to keep mobility safe down here. Welcome to LCS, Mobility and Breezy. Both their first time. Actually, it's Breezy's second time. He did play for CLG Academy back in the day and got 1 stage game in LCS. I like to call Breezy kind of the best support you've never heard of, because he's played for so many years in Tier 2 at the Academy Challenger level, and is now getting another shot here to show what he can do at the LCS stage. Well, hopefully the rest of laning phase goes better for them. Alistar early on, notoriously weak, and they're already down a lot.
Yeah, it's all good. All good. No heal, no barrier. But they got their flashes. No potions either for them. Meanwhile, in the mid lane,
it's
also
good.
Trading very heavily here. So let's see if, first angle for Jarvan is going to be towards mid. Oftentimes, when mid laners ward your Raptors like this, if you look at the mini-map and just dropping the ward inside Raptors, it still leaves a lot of angles, especially for champs like Jarvan.
Yeah.
In the early game here, there's going to be some decent options for Inspired. Of course, Inspired, as you know, always wants to keep up his farm and be very efficient. So you get a little bit of time after your full clear and your first crab. And we'll see at the moment, because bottom lane pushing up for Lion. plenty of defensive wards here for Dignitas through that side, but the wards are just going to give them info that, yes, Inspired is taking the bottom side crab, so XU can just trade on top side. Palafox, speaking of trading.
Is in some trouble right now, but has XU behind him. XU was already going up towards that top scuttle. His bot lane's already shoved in, so does not want to contest for that one. And Palafox very low.
I want to see some flash plays here in mid lane. Oh, I want to see some. You can tell he's eyeballing that kill angle. Okay, we'll go for the recall. Wave is pushing towards Saint, so he's feeling good on the Akali. Just recall back both of them. And both junglers here getting their respective crabs, so no extra damage done there.
Well, he didn't go for the flash play, but I'm hearing that we actually have a quote from Inspired ahead of the game, giving Saint a little pep talk. So let's listen in on that.
Vibe check. Good vibe.
Mic check.
Vibe check.
Beep check what?
Vibe. Yeah, are you nervous or not nervous?
Hey, you think I'm nervous?
I don't know, bro. I just ask. It's fine, bro. Just think about what do you wanna do. You like when wave come, just think, okay, should I push? Should I not push? Should I trade? And it will be easy.
Little vibe check from Inspired.
Saint's like, you think I'm nervous? You think I'm nervous? Where's my bait?
Oh, he's not playing nervous right now. He's going aggressive on Palafox.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see Inspired in a new environment, because obviously we've seen him on 2 different teams. I was saying, ooh, actually misses 2 of the minions right there. Palafox might have a little window, but playing into the wave, not going to commit to it. So Saint takes a rough trade, has to go for a back there. But I love that Inspired's already taken a very vocal personality role on the team. We saw him go from EG to FlyQuest, have great success in that transition. This is now another time that we get to see him move to a new org and see, can he maintain that kind of, you know, argument for GOAT of the West. It's basically him and Caps right now in terms of current form of, like, who's the better player? Yeah, because Inspired has such a strong personality and view of the game and is such a leader, that's one of the reasons why people were curious as to how this LYON roster is going to play out internally. I do like the interaction where Saint was kind of looking at him and he's like, yeah, you know, Inspired's telling me to think about what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, I got you. I wonder what's going on in scrims ahead of that.
Thinking about it.
But let's catch up on what's happened elsewhere on the map so far. Top lane is top lane. It's going to be an island for a while. Bot lane, no deaths have come through. It is a sizable lead for Berserker, but Nobility and Breezy have at least been able to survive the early laning phase. Now Inspired is down there, though, as we have a big 1v1 top lane. Dokla losing out so far on the trade. Photon, big damage, and XU's coming in. Level 5 on the Wukong. Dokla sidesteps the third, and Topo Strike flashes away. XU with the follow-up. Not enough damage. Dokla lives.
The critical sidestep here on the Topo Strike. Dokla with the micro jukes right there. He's able to live, flashes away, and he didn't even just flash away. He trade flashes away 2 for 1.
Yep.
So that is a scenario where you just got ganked. Not only did you live, but you went positive on summoner spells. If I am Inspired, I'm honoring Dokla. That is that is the thing I love to see the most as a jungler. Your top laner gets ganked, and he not only does he not die, but he goes up summoner spells. So Wukong, this champion that really relies on level 6 for kill angles, is not going to have flash for his ultimate use. This is, you know, that's a big Dokes play right there, Candace.
Yeah, won't have flash for the Grubs contest if they want to go for it. And it also just gives so much time for Inspired to get that dragon. So early objective lead now for LYON, plus a small gold lead. Most of that just being in the bottom side here as Berserker and Isles yet again shove in another wave.
And Dokla is definitely a story that we should, you know, take a while on, because I honestly thought that with how well he played at Worlds, I know people said, oh, he played for the team, and, you know, it was more about him, like, leading with objectives and stuff. Honestly, I thought he just actually played really good individually in some 1v1 scenarios as well, and thought it was crazy that he actually did not, at the beginning of this season, have a team. And so it is very unfortunate for Zamudo, by the way. Again, more visa issues. He is not going to be here indefinitely, basically. But the bright side of it is that at least Dokla does get in here to the LCS, does get to return, and already showing some fancy footwork on top side.
They weren't able to get one most valuable prospect from Tier 2 in, so they got a different most valuable prospect from Tier 2 in.
Oh.
As Dokla, I mean, if you're going to have a substitute top laner, what a great one to pick up. I echo your sentiment of how good he looked at Worlds, and I think that he's the type of personality that can also work with a team like LYON, where it's going to have a lot of hot personalities. When we hear players talk about Dokla, it's usually like he's a fun guy to have on your team. So cool to see him up there in the top lane. As Isles and Breezy are hovering mid lane right now. The Grubs are on the Rift, but neither jungler there right now. It looked like supports might be roaming up towards it, but they will head back to bot lane instead, as both junglers are now pathing up towards the top river.
Yeah, Inspired already got the objectives under control here. He's got topside Scuttle Crab as well as the Grubs. And his top laner, Rumble over here, has ultimate. Rumble can have a very big impact from very far away. Saint's got to get away from this damage.
Yeah, he has the perfect execution. Cyclone's available for XU, and Inspired's there in the back pocket. So Saint does not have to burn anything big. We'll just back away, but that doesn't mean Inspired will not get all 3 Grubs uncontested. He gets the first one. Now XU contesting for another. Smite's coming up soon, and now Inspired has it, but one taken away. XU picks that up. Engage comes in from Saint. Cyclone defensively. XU has to jump over the wall with the Warrior Trickster, and that means LYON now can go for the other Grub.
Yep, there you go. Easy peasy for them. They also rotate over. Bard ultimate, use some extra flashes. No Orianna flash. Remember, Genghis, when we're drawing up these team comps, that was one of the points where it does seem like LYON are well equipped to attack. So the Orianna now with no flash has to worry about, Jarvan ganks as well as Bard roams constantly because Saint, next time that ultimate comes back up, Orianna's still not going to have flash, and you look for kill angles.
Bard ultimate's so easy to land on a low mobility mid laner like Orianna. She's got a little movement speed boost, but that's pretty much it. As another back for Saint now, using the home guards to great effect. The change to home guards means that you're less punished for backs as a mid laner. You get back to lane so much faster. But he actually does stick around here for one more. Actually get some damage on the Palafox as well. Palafox might be in range to find something here. Not going to commit. Didn't have the ultimate available, actually. So both mid laners will just back off.
Yep, Saint gets almost all the wave right there and is going to get a better recall this time around. Going Gunblade Akali, getting Gunblade back in. It's basically like Kennen and Akali, the hybrid ninjas.
Yep.
Really have enjoyed the the return of the Gunblade.
They are both ninjas. I never think of Kennen as a ninja, I guess.
Yeah.
Ninja
Shen
Yordles.
Zed, as well as those two. The Ninja Squad.
Think we're going to get another one soon? We gotta expand the ninja lore in League of Legends.
I'm for it.
Yeah, give me a support ninja.
Yeah,
we need one.
We need more ninjas. It's been a while, I feel like. Let's see about Inspired though, because all his camps have been cleared. That's when you know he's looking for some action.
Yep.
Jarvan here, get back out to it, and we do still have no flash on Palafox. He should stay fairly close to tower and be safe, but Inspired just kind of hovering because he has the extra time to look.
Yeah, Palafox, all in all, has actually played this lane pretty good. Even without the flash, he's positioning defensively. He's in an awkward spot if Inspired was looking for it, who's now spotted bot lane here. So there's more information for Palafox as Photon uses the all-out right there, and Dokla not really in danger.
XU's coming back, though, so the danger increases exponentially when the jungler gets here. The wave is already cleared, though.
Yeah, and he's got the equalizer for the next wave.
Very nice.
Yeah, Dokla's been the target twice now. Are they still going to commit to this? They don't have the wave. Flash from XU. Cyclone Photon's trying to tank up as long as he can. And that is first blood to XU, and he lives!
Woo!
The turret damage barely not enough, but perfect execution mid. Saint picks up a kill and trade.
Oh, man. If that had actually failed for Dignitas on top lane again, that would be a mental breaker. But thankfully for them, it actually succeeds this time. The only drawback, Genghis, is that they lost so much more on the other side of the map that it's not worth it.
And mobility might just die here as well. The exhaust for the slow will light up the Cosmic Binding, and Isles with the kill credit. Gold on the Bard, another kill to LYON.
So you got Dokla, but the cost was you're basically going to lose the game now.
But they got Dokla.
They did get big Dokes. Okay, so I'm wondering so Dokla, if he walks away from the Wukong a little earlier, because Photon was tanking tower, maybe he avoids that last little bit of damage, but basically when Photon hits that last Antofo strike, that's the trigger here, and XU then flashes in.
Yeah.
so close to outplaying it. If you maybe if you've been able to flash that, but regardless,
it was still worth.
The plays on the other side of the map were so big for LYON, with them getting that kill on the Orianna, who did not have flash, and then also getting so much on bottom side of the map.
And if you think about it, it's like gold on the Wukong. You're playing towards your Cassante top lane. Yeah, you're putting the Rumble a little behind, but now the 2 dragons stacked for LYON, and they are getting gold elsewhere on the bottom half of the map, which has been winning out so far. No kill on Berserker yet, so... But he's still 2.3k ahead of mobility just based on laning.
Because towers also count as kills. They added the first blood and first tower bonuses back into the game.
Yep.
And I, for one, am a huge fan of that because it really feels meaningful once again, rather than those little quests.
And no plates taken from Dignitas' side. They have been shoved in the entire laning phase. So that's all the plates plus the first turret gold. Good catch. Berserker is a rich AD carry.
That is the emergency button that we were spamming early on. And now you're in that territory where everyone remembers Berserker as the MVP of the league. It was in positions like this. You know, Yunara wasn't actually in the game yet, so it was more like Zeri or something like that. But positions similar to this.
Ooh, as he almost just solos mobility right there. Berserker having a fantastic start to his return to the LCS. You weren't keeping track of the Berserker journey last year. He was playing in the LCK, and now he's back with a solo kill.
Emergency!
Welcome, mobility.
Emergency!
Kobe's hitting it, Diggs hitting it, Berserker's laughing at it as he's going to get more plates in the mid lane.
We actually do need a giant red emergency button up here.
Just for instances like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Xu went past a ward, so he was thinking, all right, Berserker's going to greed on this tower. Maybe I can, you know, get in there with my ultimate, but definitely not going to be the case. So LYON with the game well in hand, and Kangas, this LYON super team.
And this was the expectation, I'll say, Kobe, because Dignitas have 2 subs. I power ranked them last even without the 2 subs. It was kind of like Disguise versus Dig. A lot of people arguing which one's which in 8th place. I still had them last, and I haven't LYON in my 4th place spot. I think that they can challenge for a championship if everything clicks together. So, I mean, this is kind of what you want to see from a team that's going to contest for a championship versus a team with 2 E-subs that would be power ranked at the bottom.
100%. Let's see about this Herald fight.
All right, now Dignitas started up, but LYON are approaching. The equalizer goes down onto so many members. Already chunks them out pretty heavily. Isles has the Tempered Fate. Bard ultimate. And he just hits a Cosmic Binding instead. Tempered Fate follow-up. Photon will dodge that one as teleport will come in for LYON. Breezy tries to buy space, and he will be sacrificed. Mobility in trouble. Has to flash away from the Cataclysm. XU dies. Photon flashes away. LYON are slaughtering Dignitas in their own jungle.
Yeah, I think it feels a little mean now, especially when you're saying, "Oh, you had the power ranks at last even before the sub." Like, well, that was unnecessary.
I just want to set expectations.
Yeah, and the expectations are being met on the Rift here. LYON, they came into this season, they spent big, getting a lot of superstar power, and even if people think, "Oh, maybe the personalities won't work out later," game number 1. Not an issue.
Do you think Saint took Inspired's motivational speech?
The vibe check.
Are the vibes good?
Yeah, vibes are good. Vibes are looking good. Whenever you're winning like this, vibes are always really good. It's very easy. Meanwhile, Saint up there having some fun on a Kali always feels very, very fun to get a lot of extra kills, and your Gunblade is finished, so you have a lot of this extra, CC options here with the slow active from it. And plenty of damage.
Meanwhile, Palafox on the other side going for a very defensive build. He's got the Magic Resist boots. He's got Rod of Ages stacking up. He's just trying to survive right now. The start of laning phase, he was going pretty well for him. Again, to his credit, but the rest of this game falling slightly behind. But is up in CS, so Palafox actually being more solid for the side of Dignitas alongside Photon, who is the returning member and definitely impressed me last year. Happy to see Photon having a good start to the day.
Yeah. I mean, you can say what you want about the bottom lane, but it's emergency sub situation, you know? So it's definitely, we knew it was going to be difficult.
I might have catch and cursed him a little bit right there, as Saint will find his 3rd kill of the game. Now, he doesn't need CS. Palafox can get as much CS as he wants over Saint. Saint's going to pick up the kills instead.
Yeah. Anyways,
do you want more story time, Kobe? I have more stories about some of the players.
Let's go to some
if we want to talk about some of those. So remember,
Are they
Berserker.
happy stories?
They're happy stories. Here's a fun one. So
Nice.
Berserker, if anybody was wondering what he was up to last year, because you remember from Cloud9, you've mentioned he was MVP before. Didn't have the best end to like his last year in LCS, but still, we're happy to have him back. What he was doing last year, he was on a team called DN Freaks. Just gonna leave that one
Yes,
there.
sir.
But didn't have the best showing on it. As okay, well, he's having a good showing now. Obviously popping off. But coming back to NA, the question was gonna be which form of Berserker were we gonna get? Is it the MVP version? Almost kind of like Impact. We talked about that with him yesterday. Which version do we get? The MVP version or the most recent form? But so far, so good. 3-0-2 plus a over 60 CS advantage.
Yeah, and, you know, as we said, everyone kind of expects this type of, you know, hyper carry style from Berserker. He also played stuff, you know, like Ashe and was decent on some utility options as well. So we've got a 1v1 up here.
Saints losing it right now. Inspired's nearby.
Well,
Again,
that's no fair.
yeah, Palafox is pretty tanky with the Rod of Ages and the Magic Resist boots. Does have to flash away, and a follow-up from Inspired. We'll get the kill credit for that one.
And they're going to finish the assassination and then get back to their job as usual. Finish up with the rest of the towers on the map.
I was just 1v1ing. He ignited. That's just rude. He just ignited Breezy.
Yeah, spell book, baby. Got to get to the next spell in the rotation.
Somebody in the audience just shouted something. I have no idea what it was, but maybe they were cheering on Breezy.
They were going, great job, Kangas. You're doing great out there.
Thank you.
Woo.
Thank you, audience.
Woo.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. As the turret also falls. That is all three. I think I heard a boo afterwards, so we're getting conflicting responses.
I was just trying to protect your ego. I've got your best interest at heart. Don't listen to them.
Hey, no, I heard you during the analyst lounge earlier today. You called me out of the Shopify prediction, which, to be fair, they did lose to FlyQuest today.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Back to Berserker, though. The fiendish, what is it called? The Fiend Hunter Bolts. That hyper carry item, which feels like it was made for him because he loves all of those champs, also got buffed on the patch. So
do we have it? I think we can actually pull it up here to take a look at it because there's a lot of new items. Let's show everybody in case they haven't been playing a lot or checking out any of the new item builds. Is it going to pop up?
Well,
is it going to work?
The button is clicked.
I saw it. I can't confirm Kobe clicked the button. That's okay. All right. All right, we have a bit of a scrap right now as XU finds it. Oh, there it is. Hey!
Looks good to me. Everything you want. More
Oh, it's a belt. So I've never seen the picture blown up this much.
in the belt.
That's good. I like that. I
or
thought
do you
it was...
wear it across your chest like a what's it called?
Oh, yeah, bandolier.
Bandolier.
I think that's what that's called.
Yeah. Could be that kind of action.
That would... how would you wear it, Kobe? Would you go belt or bandolier?
I think the bandolier is cooler.
Yeah. I think Berserker, however he's wearing it, it's working right now, though, as, again, mobility has to get pushed back. LYON are 10,000 gold in the lead here at 21 minutes. An absolute shellacking so far. So I want to start to reframe things here, Kobe, because if LYON are going to be a top contending team, this is their goal. They've said that. They spent a lot of money. You said that.
Yeah, I mean, they bought the literal MVP of the league.
Literal MVP of the Americas last year. He won all the awards. So I think that there's a lot of expectations that come along with that. Let's start to rank them on how they've moved around the map, how they're looking so far. I know it's against a weakened Dignitas to start off the season, but we can still start to get first impressions from them.
Yeah, we can. I don't know if it's super fair. Because as we said, it's a sub-bottom lane that they're playing against. And Dignitas, as you had them dead last ranked as well. So, I mean, you can get your first impressions, Kangas, though. Go ahead.
My first impressions, they're the best team in the league right now, Kobe. Holy crap.
Okay.
This is crazy.
See if they keep up with that. You got some high expectations, buddy.
Shopify Rebellion out, LYON in my power rankings based on what we've seen so far.
Kangas.
Yeah.
Quick swap.
I'm pulling a Jat. He did that with TL and C9. Although, admittedly, that was only one spot difference for him. Mine's going to be a bit bigger there. Herald will land, will not take the turret. We have 4 seconds for the next Dragon. This is already Dragon Soul and Dignitas. Really no shot of contesting it here. So LYON will be able to pick this one up, and this is looking like one of those brutal games where you're just kind of waiting for LYON to find the big avenue in and find the close to this game because there's so little avenues for Dignitas to find anything.
All right, I've got something for you then.
Okay, what you got?
Since you're trying to like set expectations and stuff for this team, and we can draw some parallels here. From Inspired on LYON over to Inspired last year on FlyQuest.
Okay.
And as you know, FlyQuest had one of the most dominant splits as far as win rate is concerned. So, do you want to judge this LYON team by that FlyQuest bar? This is the type of thing. You were talking about Jat stats. Jat does like these type of things. So if we're going to say, we'll go win rate because lock-in tournament is going to have different amount of games. But do you think that this LYON team can beat the win rate of last year's FlyQuest team?
I think
that was insane.
They definitely want to. If you hear them talk about it, they have that expectation. I don't believe in it. I do think that LYON is a top half team in the league right now. Not seeing that chance. But I think the better comparison is, can we pull up game 1 of 2025 Inspired stats compared to game 1 of 2026 Inspired stats? Because then that looks really good for LYON right now. Although Flag was probably, did they win their first game? I'm trying to remember. Last year. Hard to remember a year ago, isn't it? LTA didn't happen.
Well, this game might as well have not happened for Dignitas. They're just going to delete it from their memory.
That's what you have to do. I mean, it's hard to say, but in a competitive environment, when this type of situation's happening, you kind of have to find a way to miracle reset mental going into another game because this one is so far gone. You've been a competitor yourself, Kobe. I know it was a long time ago, but do you ever remember?
Yeah, it was.
It was okay, you know, maybe this is a stretch. Do you ever remember having a game like this?
No, well, I don't. We actually never lost like this.
Oh, okay.
I've never.
Did you ever win like this?
I've never lost like this. We actually won a gold medal, so
You like to remind people of that.
You remember the stress though, you know, my like legs shaking under the desk. But yeah, this is looking like LYON are taking their time. You know, they've got the luxury of the entire map being under their control. Pal Fox, I mean, we could cook up some, you know, Hail Mary stuff here, Kangas, but it's a 10,000 gold lead with Dragon Soul, and it's only 25 minutes into the game.
Yeah, this is just a brutal showing right now. Honestly, for both teams, again, it was a rebuild of a year, but very different looks to the rebuilds. Because LYON, the rebuild, they had a lot of excitement themselves around it. They've been talking a lot of hype, saying we can contest for a top spot. Dignitas' rebuild, it was around Jonathan, a GM, coming in here. Notably from Golden Guardians, from NRG, if you remember the incredible rosters that they had. Golden Guardians made a really deep run with the Licorice roster. NRG also had a great run after they took over for CLG, which was Jonathan's initial roster. Dignitas are going for a little scrap right now, trying to defend their own jungle. Not going to have anything there. So I'm just going to continue the story then. Dignitas' rebuild was all about let's start all over, let's start fresh with a new environment. Jonathan's been very forward, the new GM, saying, hey, I want our players to be in all the content. I want people to ask us questions. I want people to learn about our team. And one of the things we have learned is that they're just trying their best to make sure that the environment is good for the team, as Baron has started up for LYON.
Inspired goes over the wall.
Breezy in some trouble, has to flash and use ultimate. So he is out of there, and LYON, their Baron was delayed, but not deterred. They will jump right back in.
Yeah, actually full leashed it, but Berserker does so much damage, they can just burn it down with 2 people again anyway. No blast cone now for Dignitas Dream. They're looking for this miracle here. Basically, XU wants to just full send, jump in the pit, see if he can steal Baron. Actually, they're going to go for a side play.
I mean, Saint's up here.
Can he get in
currently
there?
alone. The Temperate Fate lands on one. XU is into the Baron pit. Has a Cyclone, not a lot of damage on it. Got it! XU! With the Baron steal when the game was all but lost!
And they still lose!
I mean, they lose their jungler, but hey, what a play! Wow!
I love it. Wait, you got a full send. This is the only play available. You got full send. You got to get in there. You just got to flip it, baby. He's able to W the Bard ult and then flashes into the pit, goes after Inspire, knocks him up, burns the Baron down while knocking him up, and then it's a good old-fashioned flip here, baby. He even got exhausted. 99 HP. He even got exhausted, so you can't Q smite combo as well.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
They're laughing at me. Oh, yeah, that's our win con. That's our win con. We just
Yeah.
gotta steal a bunch of stuff.
I think they even said Elder WinCon, because that is up
we
in
got-
a minute.
yeah.
They have Baron.
You just gotta keep stealing stuff, Kangas.
Just got to do it again.
Steal. Then you can
Yeah.
steal the game away.
If they're going to win this game, XU is going to be on a wanted list somewhere for how much theft he's going to have to pull off right now. All right, well, hey, shout out to XU. Outsmiting Inspire does not happen often, but XU can now add his name to the list of junglers that have pulled that off.
Okay. Well, that's fun. Baron makes it hard to push, too, because Baron's going to bump up your defensive minion waves here. So Dignitas, they got a little time to work with. Try and get some more money on their carries here, get a little more damage behind this Orianna Wukong combo we were trying to hype up.
Yeah.
If they get some more damage behind it, you know, they can actually make picks. You've got Wukong Alistar
They're looking
here.
for another one onto Dokla. He has Flash available and the Equalizer. He has to flash away from Photon. Has movement speed to jump away. The Equalizer goes out, but in comes the mobility. Dokla's actually going to get picked. The Tempered Fate will delay it. Breezy taking a lot of damage himself, but he is trying to keep Dokla alive. He goes into his own stasis. Mobility's trying his best to get the damage down. They got him. TP in now from Saint, and he's immediately CC'd to death.
It's happening!
Dignitas are winning a team fight. 10K goal behind.
It is happening! Elder win con Kangas! It is happening! All right, Inspired, it's your turn now. Can Inspired steal one back?
It's got to be a reverse steal. LYON had control of the entire game, and in 2 minutes, Dignitas have ripped it away from them. LYON, they got to get their jungler in there. Inspired has to find an angle right now. Photon taking a lot of damage. Inspired does go with the Cataclysm, trying to kill Palpatine. They got the carry. Berserker unleashed. Berserker's unleashed. Double kill with the Baron secured. LYON will win the team fight.
Just like that, the dream comes to an end, Kangas. We all wake up. It was fun while it lasted, though.
That was a really fun 2 minutes right there. Dignitas gave us a reason to believe Photon will fight for his life, but an ace for LYON.
And they did get the Elder Dragon, but they all lost their lives.
Yeah, that is tough right there. LYON win the team fight they needed to win with a 10K gold lead. 3v5 Berserker popping off. With the wave coming in, they can march this forward 30 minutes to close it out. Not the cleanest with the Baron loss, but a win regardless, as Breezy will try and push them away. They still have one more turret left available. Mobility has respawned. He's getting roasted by Dokla. Breezy will fall. LYON focused up on the turrets, but Dignitas are respawning. Couple members in. There's one last Miracle Defense attempt. They could look for a third miracle of the game. Not looking likely as Mobility pushback once again from Berserker. GG. LYON will take game number 1.
A little fountain dive at the end for some extra fun as well. Oh, man.
That was a fun 2 minutes, Kobe.
Yeah, get your blood pumping at the end there. I like